We're back. I'm back. So for my 365 consecutive days of videos or lives, I took a day off yesterday. It was a much needed day off that I really did need to take. So while dogs bark in the background, people exchange pleasantries, and I sit here by quite a cool river with a heron flying behind me. I am grateful for today. Today is a Monday, and this is a motivation boost for a Monday, or let's be honest, for any other day you might need it. So why might you need a motivation boost? Maybe life's been lifing at you. Maybe you have a lot of stuff to get through. Maybe you have a big to-do list. Maybe you're not feeling it. Maybe there's been something that's happened. There could be a plethora of reasons. So today I thought I would shoot this video, and if I'm honest, this is what I did today. And I'm hoping that just by sharing this, it might help just one of you that's watching this video too. So as usual, I've got my post-it notes with my words on, my shaky camera because I was inspired at this scene here. So many lovely synchronicities in the space of like 60 seconds. I thought this would be the place to come to you today and to shoot this video. So the first thing is start with the end in mind. Now today should have been day one of 12 days of confidence on camera, but for many reasons, which I'm not even going to dive into here, I haven't taken any new applicants or any new people onto this round. So the next round from memory I think will be December, maybe January. But on day one, the videos are all scheduled to go, so they'll go anyway. So if you've done it before, you've been in the last year since it's been revamped, you have lifetime access. Just go into the group, have a look at the videos, and maybe use it for content out in the real world too, because there's a little magic to the structure that I set out over those 12 days for you. But when I looked at the next 12 days, and in fact the rest of this month and the next couple of months coming up, my why is still that your voice matters. My why is to get the Visibility Vibes system and framework out there in your hands so that you can use it in whichever way you need to. So in order to do that, I'm going to dedicate the next 12 days to not only write that book or complete the book, I should say, because I've already started writing it, but also to focus in on the magical lessons behind the 12 days of camera confidence, or confidence on camera, which is interesting because many of the people that go through it are already confident, are already on camera. They just want it to be more effective, and they want their message, their work to be taken even more seriously by other people. So if you are feeling a little lackluster and needing a kind of a dip of motivation, why not try some self-motivation? It's not about listening to me or listening to somebody else out there for us to motivate you. It's for you to dig deep into the why you do what you do. And there might be a gazillion different reasons. You can tell I'm getting passionate because the phone is shaking as I hold it out to you. But the thing is to dig deeper into your why or your whys. And if you haven't already done this, write them down. Now, there's a couple of reasons to write them down. A, it pulls all the thoughts out of your brain and leaves some space so that you can think straight and you're not so overwhelmed. But also, as time goes on and you continue to do this exercise, you can look back and see how these evolve, because evolve they do. So the next thing is the mindset stuff. And it was interesting because I knew I would have an early start this morning. It's the first day back from my holiday, which I'll talk about in a moment. But it's the first day back from my holiday, and I'm not officially back at work today because there's a few things that I knew that I would need to do today. But I am kind of popping into emails and starting to look at any backlog that there might be. But one of the things that I realised, due to lots of things that have been kind of going on post-holiday, pre-holiday, during the holiday, I noticed my internal dialogue. Now, what's that, you say? It's that voice you hear in your head. It's that thing you say to yourself, you know, when you're maybe out and you think, is it time to go home? Perhaps I should go home now. That little voice that tells you that, that's your inner dialogue. It's the voice that often is either very loud or very quiet. One guides you and one can stop you. And I realised the words I was hearing in my head were actually the lyrics from a song. And I just thought, I like the song, I feel the sentiment, but repeating those specific lyrics over and over and over again is actually quite detrimental. It's an I am sentence, and anything that follows I am usually embeds a belief that sometimes or often isn't true. So I noticed it and I actually journaled on it. I wrote down just whatever came out of my mind, not for anybody to read specifically, not for anyone to have an opinion on, not even for, to share with anybody, but just to get those thoughts out, which is a great motivator for a Monday or any day. So my second tip is, if you're looking for a self-motivation boost, just have a little journal, write it out, type it out on your phone if that's your preferred method of doing that. You'll be amazed at what comes up. And in order to do this quite cleanly, I got up quite early this morning, had to take a delivery of food shopping, which is okay. But what I didn't do, which I would normally do, is I didn't get into looking at social media posts, I didn't get into watching videos, I didn't get into doing anything, because I wanted to keep my mind clear to write whatever was in there first. Then I start to engage, then I started to share. So that's my tip number 2. And then the next thing that I would share, as I say, I'm now post-holiday, back from holiday, and it's the first day for just over a week now that I have seen a grey sky. I'm still wearing the same clothes that I would wear in an air-conditioned restaurant now, and I have to say it's a lot cooler out here than it is in the air-conditioned restaurant. Perhaps time for the winter coat to come out. But the thing that I notice most, and a lot of people have this when they've come back from holiday, is our mood. What is our mood? Take a check on our mood. Of course, people will say things like, they'll express maybe some hair in my eye. They'll express maybe a disappointed feeling. They're back from their holiday and they want to still be there. Perhaps they are looking forward to the next one already. Perhaps they've booked the next one already. But have a look at the mood. Now, here's how I like to change my mood. Doesn't mean it's the right thing for you. But it was interesting because the words that I was talking about before, the I am lyrics of a song, when I was writing and journaling, I thought, these really aren't serving me. And I didn't even ask the question, what would serve me better? Because then that's going into my mind, going into my brain and trying to figure out something. And first thing in the morning, when I journal, it tends to make things flow more easily. So you kind of open I don't know if this makes sense, but you open your mind to whatever needs to come in, whatever needs to drop through. And a little sentence dropped through, which was more motivating to me. So from that, I decided to listen to the first 3 records. Maybe I'm indecisive, but there were 3 tunes that that came into my mind. So I found them on YouTube, and I've made a list, and I've been listening to those as I've been loading the washing machine, eating my breakfast, going for a walk, although at the moment I'm just really absorbing the atmosphere around me. Look at this beautiful, beautiful view. I mean, how can you not love this? And the ducks maybe think they're being fed, so they're going to come swimming along there en masse. So third thing is, have a look at your mood. Now I know there's a lot of high vibes, and all of that kind of stuff around. In fact, vibes is part of my branding. But I don't believe we should force ourselves into a high vibration or feeling good if we're not. If we're not feeling great and our mood says otherwise, at least acknowledge how you're feeling. Acknowledge why you might be feeling that way. And even if there was a part that we played in it, sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. Find that out and look to have a look at how we can do something that will change our mood. So me walking by this water is a great mood changer, something that I love to do and do as often as I can, sometimes in between calls too. So dig deep into your why, have a look at your mindset, listen out for any internal dialogue, and have a look at things that might change your mood, including music. Bye for now.